Hello, my name is Otto and welcome to the channel. The brand Zhiyun, I'm trying to say that correctly. It's not easy. They released a new smartphone gimbal just a few days ago. It is the Smooth Q3 and it does seem to have lots of interesting features. This video is not sponsored and Zhiyun did not send me the gimbal. They wanted to send me one, but I was so excited about this product that I just couldn't wait anymore. So in this video, we're going to take a look at what comes inside the box. We're going to review the gimbal, test it out, and I'll tell you what you can do and what you can't do with the Smooth Q3. Inside the box, we have the gimbal, this tripod, a USB-C charging cable, and this quick start guide. Let's talk about the gimbal. The Zhiyun Smooth Q3 is a 3-axis gimbal. I like the ergonomic handle, it just feels good to hold in the hand. It is just a bit short at the bottom, but since my hands are medium-sized, this is not a big deal. The Smooth Q3 is quite compact, portable, and lightweight. It weighs 350 grams and the tripod weighs 50 grams. And the reason why this is portable is because it has this sliding arm. So when you're not using it, you can have it like this. And to use the gimbal, you unlock it here, pull the arm upward, and lock this again. And now we can just place and balance the smartphone on the phone holder. This gimbal can hold the smartphones up to 280 grams. I tried the Samsung S21 Plus and the Samsung Note 9. And as for the iPhone 12, I wanted to try it with this wide-angle lens from Sandmark. It weighs 70 grams and I also need to use this case which weighs 30 grams. And the iPhone itself is 180 grams. So with this setup, I am going to be at the payload limit. The downside is that I can't properly balance the gimbal and this will make the motors work harder than they should, but it just works fine and it doesn't have any issues. Let's take a closer look at the top of the clamp. This is a fill light. Just press and hold this touch control to turn this on and you can twist this to point forward or it can also point at you. If you tap it, it will change the brightness level and there are 3 levels of brightness, so let me show you how it looks like. So for this, the smartphone is off, so no screen over here, and I'm just gonna turn this on. So this is level 1, level 2, and this is going to be level 3. This is not a whole lot of light, but it's going to be useful if you need a little bit of extra light in low light situations. Battery life of the Smooth Q3 is around 7 hours of active use. It can last up to 15 hours, but according to Zhiyun, this is when the gimbal is on a standby mode. So pretty much like this. The design of the gimbal is pretty nice and clean, and I like the fact that my hand is not covering the buttons or the joystick. On the back, we have the power button and a trigger. To power on, you just have to press and hold for about 3 seconds the power button. The trigger will let you activate the tracking mode with a single press. You double press to recenter and triple press to switch between horizontal and vertical mode. On the right side, we have a USB-C charging port. On the left side, the gimbal has this zoom slider which you can push up or down to zoom in or zoom out. On the front panel, we have the record button. This will take a picture or will start recording depending on what mode you are. We also have a joystick to move the smartphone to any position. This joystick feels really smooth, and up here we have this button to change the different gimbal modes. And this is something that I like to have on any smartphone gimbal. It makes it easier to switch from one mode to the other without going into the menus every single time. Some gimbals like the OM4 makes you go inside the menus every single time you want to change it, and that's just annoying. But the cool thing about this one is the light up here that tells you what mode you're using, and it's just easy to change from one mode to the other. This is going to be an advantage if you're using your native camera app or any other camera app. The Smooth Q3 has 4 basic gimbal modes. PF is a pan follow and here the roll and the tilt axis are going to be locked, but the pan axis is not locked. The L is lock mode, and here all the axes are going to be locked, so no matter how you move the gimbal, the smartphone will be pointing at the same direction. The F is follow mode, and the roll axis is going to be locked, but the gimbal is going to allow you to pan and tilt. And the last mode is POV, where everything gets unlocked: the roll, the tilt, and the panning. There are 3 other modes that you can use with this gimbal. If you press the mode button after POV, the gimbal will go into vortex mode. This mode is where you can make the smartphone spin around. It will spin over 180 degrees, but towards the end, the camera will see the arm. So the clip that you can actually use is about 180 degrees. The next mode is under-slung mode, which is useful to get low angle shots, and all you need to do is flip the gimbal upside down and the camera will automatically get on the right position. There is also the go mode, and this will make the gimbal react faster to your movements. This is especially useful for sports or action videos, and to activate this, all you have to do is press and hold the trigger. Most of the special features are going to be inside the Zhiyun Cami app. Tracking mode works really well on the iPhone. This is probably one of the best trackings that I've seen on a smartphone gimbal, but for me, the most important aspect is how the gimbal moves when it's tracking, and I have to say that this one moves really smoothly. On the app, you can select the camera mode that you want to use. We have video mode, photo mode, slow motion, time lapses, hyperlapses, and panorama shots. Time lapses will have a maximum resolution of 4K, and hyperlapses and the slow motion will only allow 1080p. For panorama shots, the choices are 3x3, 180 degrees, 280 degrees, and clone mode, where you can select to have 3 to 7 clones of yourself. The app also offers this smart mode, which is a set of templates that is going to help you to make quick videos with transitions, music, and it's just going to put them all together. I know that a lot of people want to know what happens if you get the Q3 to use with an Android smartphone. So let's talk about it. So to know the difference, I use the iPhone 12 and the Samsung S21 Plus. So number 1, on the iPhone you can select 720, 1080p, and 4K resolutions, and all of them at 24, 25, 30, and 60 frames per second. On the S20 Plus, you can also select the same resolutions, but only at 24 and 30 frames per second. Number 2, on the iPhone you can choose between manual and automatic mode. On manual, you can change the ISO and the shutter speed, and on the S21 Plus, there is no manual mode. Number 3, the iPhone lets you lock the exposure, and this cannot be done on the S21 Plus. Number 4, on the iPhone, you can select the ultra wide angle lens, and on the S21 Plus, you get the idea. Something else that is missing on the Android menu is the slow motion, which is present on the iPhone. If you need to shoot with Android at 60 frames per second, I suggest using the native camera app for that. You can use live streaming with the tracking at the same time, but you need something that they call Prime service. It is a subscription service, but when you buy the gimbal, you get 5 months for free. And if you want to keep it, you need to pay a monthly fee that is about $2 per month. Inside the app, you can also use the dolly zoom, and the last thing to know about the app is that we are not getting lots of settings that we can choose or customize, but we can do basic stuff like setting the white balance, the joystick speed, the zoom speed, and from here we can calibrate the gimbal as well. A problem that I had with this gimbal was trying to update the firmware. The app was telling me to update, but when I tried to do that, it said that I couldn't do it with the app. So on my PC, I had to go to their website, download these 3 files, and then I was able to update the firmware. So far, so good. So what about the price? This gimbal has a retail price of $90. I think it's a good price for everything that you're getting. It's not the most expensive, it's not the cheapest gimbal either. And if you pay $20 more, you get the combo version, which comes with a wrist strap, a nice case, and instead of getting 5 months of the Prime service, you're going to get a full year. The link to this product is going to be down below. Please tell me what you think about the gimbal on the comment section. Please rate this video. Don't forget to have an amazing day, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.